The first vision of Daniel, the prophet Daniel of the Old Testament, the worldly kingdoms and the kingdom of God, Daniel chapter 7 to 12. Let's remember that the prophecies of the prophet Daniel of the Old Testament even spoke about the young king from Greece putting an end to the Persians. And that happened, of course. That was Alexander the Great, 330 BC. Daniel 7:1. In the first year of the reign of Belshazzar, king of the Chaldeans, Daniel saw in his sleep divine visions in his mind as he lay on his bed. They wrote this letter to him. Daniel 7:2. I, Daniel, saw a vision during the night, and behold, 4 winds from heaven attacked and stirred up the great sea, the Mediterranean. Daniel 7:3. And 4 great beasts, different from one another, came up out of the sea. Daniel 7:4. The first resembled a lion and had wings like the wings of an eagle. I watched carefully until the lion's wings were tamed, and she rose up on the earth and stood on her feet as a man. A human heart was given her. I'm translating from Greek, that's why the article in front of lion is female. Now, Daniel 7:5. And behold, a second beast appeared after this, which resembled a bear. It stood to one side, and in the mouth between the teeth were 3 ribs of meat. And a voice was heard saying to her, Get up and eat a lot of meat. Daniel 7:6. Immediately behind it I saw that another beast was coming, which resembled a panther. On it and on the upper part of his body were 4 bird wings. This beast also had 4 heads. The great authority was given to him. Daniel 7:7. Behind this beast I saw coming immediately another 4th terrible beast, inspiring wonder and terror and very strong. His teeth were large and iron. It crushed and devoured according to his appetite, and the rest he trampled under his feet. This beast was very different from other beasts that had preceded it, and he brought 10 horns. Daniel 7:8. I carefully observed his horns and saw, and behold, a small horn grew among the others, and 3 of the 10 previous horns were uprooted as soon as the little horn appeared. In this little horn there were eyes like human eyes, and a mouth which boasted and boasted. Daniel 9:7. They watched with attention, and I saw until thrones were set up, and the Ancient of Days, the eternal God and Father, sat on the throne. His garment was as white as snow, and his hairs of his head were as white as the pure white air. His throne was a flame of fire, and the wheels of his throne of fire emitting flame. Daniel 7:10. A river of fire ran before him. Thousands upon thousands of angels served him, and countless myriads of angels stood near him. Criterion was established, and the books were opened. Daniel 7:11. Then he turned to where a voice of the elders was heard, words of which he uttered that little horn, until the beast was slain and disappeared, and his body was given up to be burned in the fire. Daniel 7:12. And from the other beasts the power was taken away, but they were given an extension of life until a certain time. Daniel 7:13. And I watched carefully in the vision of the night, and beheld one as a son of man came on the clouds of heaven. He came before the Ancient of Days and was led to him under the angels in glory. Daniel 7:14. To him was given the power to honor and the kingdom, and all the peoples, tribes, and languages will serve him. His authority will be an authority forever, and his kingdom will never wear out or be extinguished. The importance of the first vision. Daniel 7:15. My spirit was inflamed within me. I, Daniel, confirmed this, and these visions in my head shook me. Daniel 7:16. I then approached one of the heavenly spirits present and sought to know the exact meaning of all that I saw. He did not answer me and made known to me the accuracy and interpretation of these things. Daniel 7:17. These 4 great beasts, he told me, are the 4 kingdoms which one after the other will appear on earth. Daniel 7:18, but these will disappear, and the saints of the Most High God will receive the kingdom afterwards, and will hold it eternally and irrevocably. Daniel 7:19, especially then I asked for more accurate information about the fourth beast, because it was very different from the other three. Very terrible, its teeth were iron, its claws were bronze. He ate and crushed what he wanted, and trampled the rest with his feet. Daniel 7:20, I sought information about the 10 horns that were on his head, and about the other horn that sprouted, and which he uprooted, and laid on the ground the previous 3, about that horn that had eyes and a mouth that roared, and he was arrogant, and his appearance was larger and more impressive than that of the other horns. Daniel 7:21, I watched carefully and saw that the horn made war against God's people and defeated them. Daniel 7:22, until the Ancient of Days came, the eternal God who gave victory to the holy people of the Most High, and so the time arrived when the saints took possession of the kingdom. Daniel 7:23, so he said to me, the fourth beast is the fourth kingdom on earth, which in terms of power and ferocity will surpass the other kingdoms. He will devour the whole world, trample it down, and crush it. Daniel 7:24, the 10 horns of this beast symbolize the 10 kings that will appear. After them, another will appear who will surpass all the previous ones in evil and destructive works, and the 3 kings will be beaten and humiliated. Daniel 7:25, he will hurl arrogant and abusive words against the Most High God. He will persecute and make useless the saints of the Most High God. He will plan to change the times and the law of God to create a new order of things. Until a certain time, such authority will be granted to him. Daniel 7:26, but then God's judgment will sit down, and God's angels will take away his authority, destroying him and destroy him completely. Daniel 7:27, then the kingdom and the power and the majesty of the kings of all who are under heaven will be given to the saints of the Most High. His kingdom is an everlasting kingdom. All the ancients will serve him and obey him. Daniel 7:28, this is where the story ends. I, Daniel, confirm and sign these. My meditations for a long period of time have disturbed me, and the countenance of my countenance has changed upon me. But these revelatory visions and words I preserved faithfully in my heart. And this I've translated from a Greek article. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.